Hey everyone, got a really exciting video for you guys today. So I've recently been buying a little bit more on Facebook. I've realized I'm getting outbid on a lot of the eBay stuff. So I kind of pivoted over to Facebook for a little bit, and I've been finding a lot of good deals on singles and also bulk deals. So I have two bulk deals here. This is one and this is the other. And I wanted to just go through them with you guys, inspect them, see what's gradable and what's not. I got good prices on these. So yeah, I'm excited to just go through them. I'll have two versions of this video. One will be a shortened version where I just cut to everything that's gradable and not gradable. And the other one will be the full length version where I actually show you my inspection process and go through the whole thing. So hopefully you enjoy whichever version or both of these that you prefer. Let's go ahead and just go through the cards really quick. These are mostly Wembanyama stuff. So yeah, I got a bunch of just base hoops and Prism draft picks, some Donruss, hoops inserts, and then some bigger stuff as well. Blue hoops, green laser, a couple of green draft picks, some more base. Yeah, and then got a Revolution variation base, and a couple more random ones here. So got a good deal on this one. Let me just get these organized. We'll go through the big one first, but I'll show you what's in this one as well. Got a little bit of football in this one, and then yeah, kind of the same idea, just low-end stuff. I'm trying to get a big order into PSA before the April special runs out. So yeah, that's kind of my thought process behind this. Let's go ahead and jump into it. We'll start with the big one. Okay, now I've got everything kind of initially ready to go. We'll start with the bigger lot. I'm just gonna move some of these over to the side so there's space. Go ahead and just jump right into it. So we'll start with this Revolution Vortex. So here's what it looks like. I'll need to be using this light because I don't have my phone light. Surface looks clean on the front. There's a bit of a print line on the back. Nothing to deter me from submitting it though. There's some specs on the back as well. Got to look at the corners for these cards as well. And to me, they look good. So we're going to put this in a new soft sleeve. Recommend new soft sleeves. And you can use new or used semi-rigids. That doesn't really matter as much. So that's going to grading, which I'm very happy with because that was one of the cards that I was worried about. It's also one of the more pricey ones from this lot. So now I've got hoops arriving now. Surface looks good. The front corners are looking good as well. A little bit of, again, speck on the back. Yeah, I think this is good. So yeah, we'll just go through these one by one. This year, hoops seems to be really gradable overall, and Donruss is awful because of the blue backs. But we're gonna give it a try regardless. I mean, yeah, you can kind of see on that top right corner, there's a little bit of whitening. Bottom left as well. There's also a couple Yeah, there's scratches on the back, so this one's gonna be a no-go. That's okay. Again, like I said, I got these at a good price. One of the advantages of buying in bulk for good prices is you can often resell the raw stuff that doesn't make it to grading. You can resell it and at least break even, sometimes even make a little bit of money depending on what percentage you can get everything at. Another arriving now. Yeah, everything looks good on the front for this one. Well, there's a bit of a kind of a flared out corner there, and there is an indent. Yeah, you guys can probably see that on the top right there. So that's gonna be a no-go for me. That's okay, no worries. So yeah, you gotta check the backs of cards, because often that's where, if you get random 7s and 6s, you're like, how the heck did that happen? Often it's an issue with the back of the card. So just good to be aware of. Next up, we've got Donruss, the rookies. These corners actually look good. There's a bit of a white piece, but it's kind of on the edge of that corner. Oh, but on the front, if you guys can see down there on the bottom, there's an indent. Honestly looks like, well, I don't know what that's from exactly, but yeah, I'm not submitting that. So not a great start so far. One thing to note, buying on eBay, I average about 75 to 80% of the cards I buy on eBay, I end up grading. So if I can't, match that or at least come close to it on these bulk deals, I might have to move away from them. Hoops, base. Front surface looks good on that one. And again, the white borders and corners really help. Everything. Yeah, there's a bit of a mark on the top there, but I'm gonna go for it. I don't think that'll be enough to bring it down. So good there. And yeah, I expect these to dip a little bit in price before I get them back from PSA. I wouldn't recommend sending in this base, very cheap stuff much later than now. But again, it all depends on if you can get it at a good price. There's a lot of variables at play. I got these hoops ones for, I think, $4 a piece. So right now they're about 60 to 70 in a 10. Even if they come down to 40 by the time they get back, this one looks clean. I'm okay with that, because I'm probably gonna get 70% of them that I submit will get a 10, and so I'll double my money on all those, probably break even on the 9s. So I'll take that. And if they're still 60 or 70 by the time these get back, all the better. Next one. Very clean on the front. Clean on the back as well. These paper cards are a lot easier to inspect than the chrome cards, I've found. There's less that can go wrong with paper cards, and usually the stuff that can go wrong is easier to spot. Corner whitening is a big one on the non-white backs, and then sometimes you can get scratches, but scratches on chrome cards can be a little bit more deceptive, so something to keep in mind. So this one here is, you can see it's a little bit off-centered top to bottom. So what we're gonna do here is check with the centering tool that I have. And I have a link to this in the description. I definitely recommend getting one of these when you're grading. Highly, highly recommend it. Just gonna lay it down on a soft sleeve so I don't scratch the back of the surface at all. So, just line it up here. That looks about 3:2, which if you reference the sheet that it comes with, 3:2 is 60/40. So even though to me this card looks like it's not quite 60/40 centering, it looks worse than that. The centering tool is a good way to check that, and then you can know for sure. 60/40 is quite a bit more lenient than I think a lot of people realize, so something to keep in mind. So we're on a pretty good streak now. We've got our first of many Prism draft picks now, and looks like we've got a similar issue here. We got the top to bottom centering. Other than that, the surface looks really clean. So we're gonna check this one as well and see. Again, feel free to skip through this video if you're getting bored. Just wanted to show my full process. So this one is, you know, it's about 2 to 3 as well. So this one looks even worse to me than the other one, but we will roll the dice and submit it. Yeah, it's, I don't know if PSA uses, just cleaning off the surface a little bit. I don't know if PSA uses a centering tool. I honestly kind of doubt they do, so a lot of them probably are going to be using the eye test, but I've definitely gotten cards that are 60/40 to 10. That's their policy, so usually if it's a 60/40 card and it gets a 9, usually it's because of a different issue. All right. Next one, we got Donruss Magicians. Looks good to me on the front. Time for the back. There's a bit of a scratch there. But it is tiny. It's hard to see. So I'm gonna go for it. If that was on the front of the card, I'd probably hold off. But because it's on the back, I am gonna go for it. Next one, I'll try to speed this up a little bit while still, you know, giving each one a fair inspection. We got Hoops Greetings From. Cool looking cards. Yep, so a lot of these Hoops ones have slight, you know, not even dimples, but just, I guess, I don't even know if you could call them surface imperfections, defects, but I don't think PSA is gonna knock them for that. So this one looks good to me. We'll submit it as well. So as you can see, my process is fairly simple. I kind of, with more expensive cards, often I'll inspect them more than once and things like that. But my philosophy is kind of like, go with your gut reaction. Don't overthink it too much. But also, don't be afraid to hold cards back from submitting them. Don't have the bias of, oh, I bought this, I need to get it graded. How does this one work? I don't even know how to open this one. It's a weird case here. So yeah, we'll hold off for now on the green laser, but the corners look good on the back, which is the biggest indicator for me. Okay, Hoops Blues is another bigger one. Got some fingerprints, we can wipe those off. It's got the slightest bit of whitening in that bottom right corner. Oh, but we do have some pin marks on the back. Right on the Speedy. I don't know if you guys can see those. Actually, I don't know if those are pin marks or if they're just ink stain type of thing. Clean this off a little bit more. And I think we're gonna go for it on this one. Another advantage of getting things in bulk is if you can get it at a good enough price to where you're breaking even as a 9, it allows you to feel a little more comfortable with taking some risks. Because yeah, it's not ideal to lock up your money for a month or two and then just to break even. But a lot of these risks you'll find will gem. And it really pays off, so that's my advice. Brilliant. Got some surface smudges, but the surface looks clean. Other than that, the back looks good as well. Let's check out these corners. Yeah, corners look good. Yeah, we're gonna go for it. Yeah, I've got some upcoming videos soon that I want to make regarding you know, all this low end stuff that I buy. A lot of people don't do this. A lot of people prefer the high end stuff, but I think there's so much money to be made in the lower end stuff. I even tried, if you guys remember, a couple months ago, tried to move away from lower stuff, but I just ended up coming back to it because there's a lot of money to be made. So this one, we're gonna check the centering on. Surface looks good. Yeah, it's amazing what can happen when you aren't trying to hit home runs with every card you submit. So if you can turn, you know, $5 plus a grading fee into $50 over and over again, that's really good margins, honestly. If you can continually do that, it is more work, but it's definitely worth it, in my opinion. So right to left is good. Top to bottom is, again, right at that 60-40 mark. So we will take that. We'll go for it. Clean off the surface a little bit from some fingerprints. A lot of people use gloves when they're inspecting cards. I really should start doing that. I just don't have any. It's really the only reason why I don't. I would recommend it. I'm a big fan of anything that will help you get more 10s. That's an easy fix. Definitely worth doing. So this one's centered very well. Surface looks good on the front. Looks good on the back as well. Just gonna clean off the surface once again. Yeah, again, sorry if this is getting repetitive. I just wanted to show you guys an in-depth, video of me inspecting things live. This is, uncut. I'll show you my full process. If any of you have suggestions or things you do differently, I'd love to hear about it. So we'll go ahead and check centering on this next one as well, top to bottom. Have a feeling again that it'll be just fine based on, the other cards we've inspected. But always good to make the double check. Again, it's about 3-2, which is 60-40. So we are good to go there. Yeah, I ran out of card savers that are right next to me. That's why I'm just leaving these in soft sleeves for now. And I'll put those in right after. All right, we're getting close here to being done with the first lot. The second lot I'm really excited for. There's some bigger cards in that one. This one looks good. Yeah, hoops this year is really clean. And again, you're not going to be making $1 million off of hoops, but if you do it in bulk, it'll work out. And there is a worry about, sending in so many cards of one card in at a time. You don't want to flood the market, but I would say with a player like this, I'm not too worried about that. Okay, I can't tell if that's a little thing on his arm. I think that might just be part of the design though. Yeah, this one looks good. And I was excited about this one. Obviously one of the bigger cards from this deal. So really happy about that. And I've got one more of the greens. Okay, fingers crossed. We can go 2 for 2 on these. We haven't had a reject in a while now, which is good. We went about 3 for 6 on the first ones, and ever since then we've been cruising. Front looks good. Back looks good as well. And centering, yeah, it's a little off top to bottom, but based on the measuring of the other prisms that we've done in this video, I think that's well within 60-40. 2 for 2 on the greens. Love it. All right, these ones should go a little faster because they're in just top loaders. Okay. This one might actually be OC, top to bottom. I'd be surprised if, oh, and we got a scratch on the back, so not even gonna worry about it. Yeah, you can check other things first before centering, because if there's another deal breaker, then you can just save yourself the time. I'd have to check. Next one. This one looks centered well. Front surface looks clean. There's some specks up there, but those are coming off no problem. There's a bit of a mark on the left there. You can probably see it, but I'm not too worried about that. It's usually okay. Let's look at the back under the light. Looks good. So I recently put out a video of the 5 tools I use to grade cards. So if you haven't watched that, feel free to take a look at it, but I'm showing you all of them now. It's the microfiber cloth, the centering tool, the phone light, or right now I'm using a lamp because I'm recording with my phone. And then the 2 types of sleeves. I recommend a new soft sleeve and a new or used semi-rigid holder. Okay, this one's got a bit of a print line on the back. You guys can see that probably going through right under the prism. But faint print lines on the back usually aren't a huge deal. I will want to check centering for this one though. Is 3. Might have to take a look at this one a little closer to me. Sorry to pull it off camera. This one says 2 to 3 as well, but it's a lot closer than the other ones. I think I might hold off on this one just based on the eye test. I mean, top to bottom, that looks pretty bad. So I'm gonna hold off on that one. Oh, this one doesn't even have a soft sleeve. That's concerning. Luckily it wasn't one of the bigger cards. Front looks good. Oh, nice little scratch going through the back, right above the spurs. I don't know if you guys can see that, but yeah, we're gonna hold back on that one. It's okay with me. The low end stuff especially, want to try to minimize your risk because 9s are going to be tough. This one also didn't have a soft sleeve. Front looks good. Back looks good too. Little tiny scratch, but very faint. Nice, okay, we're cruising. Let's keep going here. Fearless insert. What's that right there? Okay, luckily that came off. That corner's a little bit gunky. Just gonna try to clean that off. Looks better. Let's take a look at the back. Got some indentations. Well, let's see. Let me try to clean this off. Might just be a little bit of gunk on the card here. Nope, those are indents, so I'm gonna hold off on this one. If it was a bigger card, I might take the chance, but not too concerned about that one. Okay, draft picks variation. Check centering on this one as well. Oh, never mind. There's a nice little fingernail mark right under his neck. I don't know if you guys can see that. Man, I think I jinxed us here. Ever since I mentioned that we hadn't had a reject in a while, we've had several since then. It's okay though. We'll be able to resell them raw and I think do okay. Prism Break, these are cool looking cards. Front looks good. And the back. Yep, back looks good too. Nice. That would be a cool one to gem. Not worth a whole lot, but it's a cool looking card. Okay, a couple more draft picks. Man, these definitely are pushing the limits in centering. Be interesting to see how this order does. If we get a tough grader in terms of centering, we might have a tough order overall. But this one looks good, other than the centering, which we'll check. Again, the eye test is very important with centering. Sorry, I'm just seeing some smudges on the corner down here. The eye test is very important. I would say even more important than using the tool. But especially when you're starting out, it's good to get the feel of what 60-40 centering looks like. Does look like we're within on this one. So, yeah, we'll try it. A lot of things are trial and error too. I mean, if you're really critical of every card, you're probably not going to submit very many cards. And you know what they say, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So I take a lot of risks every order and I average about 65-70% gem rate. Which if you're doing the right cards, that's plenty. This one looks really good. Centering on the back isn't as important for PSA. Just gonna clean the surface off a little bit. Yeah, centering on the back is not a big issue at all. I think they're okay with, I think they're okay with 75-25 on the back for a PSA 10. So, lots of leeway there. Okay, now we've got another Greetings from San Antonio. Looks good. Front and back. Unless, okay, yep. This stuff is coming off. Let's Trying to get some minor surface things off here, but yep, we're good on this one. So yeah, this one's looking good. This bulk order, this was a big one, 30, 38, 39 cards, I believe. So really happy so far about the results. Squeaky clean on the front, on the back as well. Love it. Yeah, and when you're submitting in bulk, well, when you're submitting one certain card in bulk, for instance, this card right here, say you submit 10 of them, it's good to crunch the numbers and figure out what your risk tolerance is to profit. So if you're submitting 10, you can say, you know, say you gem 6 of them. Do the calculations for those based on current comps and figure out, is this enough profit for me to justify sending in if I go 6 for 10, you know? All likelihood, you'll probably hit 7 or 8 10s, but it's good to make conservative estimates when you're doing these things, and yeah, just go from there. But I have crunched the numbers, and 6 for 10 gems on these hoops ones will be great. No issues there. There's some gunk on this one. Oh, is it even coming off? Sorry, it's hard to do some of these things around the camera. It did come off though, so we're all good there. Okay, clean on this one as well. Let's keep it moving. Oh yay, another one without a soft sleeve. Okay. Looks great. Looks great to me. Again, another reason why I say kind of go with your gut feeling is because PSA is not sitting there for 5 minutes looking at each card under a microscope. You know, at least I don't think they are. Probably wouldn't be able to be a profitable company if they did that. But so they're going to be inspecting these in similar fashion. You know, they'll look at it for probably 30 seconds, honestly, and assign a grade to it. So if you can try to replicate their process as best as you can, this one looks clean, by the way. Replicate their process, and you know, you'll get better as you go. I feel like that's the way to do it. All right, last one from this one, given that we can't get that Donruss one open right now, sadly. Okay, that came off. Yeah, really happy with these hoops ones. Overall. Yep, so that's gonna round it off for this first submission, or sorry, first bulk order. Yeah, I'll have to figure out this green laser later. So to sum it up, we've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 29 grading. 8 not grading, and then that's a maybe on this Donruss. I have to crack this open somehow. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the next bulk purchase here. This one will go a lot quicker. There's much less in here. Got some football in here. I'm kind of rounding off the football that I'll be submitting. I'm about done with it, but I got a really good deal on these. So this Jackson Variation Prism. It's got a little gunk here on the back. Overall looks good though. We'll go for it. Okay, so this pile will be the grading pile. Okay, here's a big one for my standards anyway. Anthony Richardson, green. We're gonna have to check centering on this one. Front looks good. Back looks good as well. Yep, just some minor stuff down here. Let's check centering on it. Looking at left to right centering this time, which is a huge problem with Anthony Richardson cards of this year. We are right on 2 to 3, a little bit within actually. So we're gonna go for it. A little bit nervous about one of these corners down here, but I think we'll be okay. Yeah, I got a good deal on these again, and PSA's got slightly cheaper prices this month, so I'm willing to roll the dice on some of this stuff that I normally wouldn't grade. Jaden Reed, green prism. Front looks good. We will check centering on this one. Left to right centering looks fine, but top to bottom, we're just gonna take a glance. Yeah, we're good. We're good on centering. Cool, cool. Oh, whoops. Put that back in the old sleeve by accident. Another Jackson. This one's a green. If you've stayed till this point, really appreciate the support. I'll be doing a giveaway at 1,000 subscribers, so stay tuned for that. Got a surface dimple on this one. And a slight print line on the front. If this was a bigger card, I would go for it, but I'm gonna hold back. Jordan Addison, red, white, blue, and then we'll get to the Wembies. We'll check left, right, centering on this, given that everything else checks out. Which it does to me. Yeah, we're totally good on that one. can be deceptive sometimes, the eye test. It's a lot closer than I thought it would be. Just give it a little bit more of a cleaning with the cloth here. Yeah, so far so good. I'm excited about this stuff. Definitely been trying to buy more on Facebook with the high demand on eBay for stuff. Looks great on the front, corners and everything. Oh, there's another indent, the exact same spot as the other one. Don't know if you guys can see that in the top right. I'll have to look into that a little bit more. If that's just how they are, then maybe I'll go ahead and submit those, but I thought I had one that wasn't like that, so yeah. Great Expectations. Looks good on the front. I'd be surprised if these gray edges and corners are brutal. Yeah, that bottom right corner there is not looking good for me, so I'm gonna hold back on that one. Not too surprised. That's all right. All right, some more hoops. Hoops Winter. Interesting. Almost looks like there's a bit of a crease on this one. Down at the bottom right there. It's hard to see on the camera. Huh, it's interesting. I can't really tell. Maybe it's not. Yeah, it's really hard to see. I think I'll just go for it. If it gets a 4, then oh well. Donruss. Fingers crossed. These are tough this year. That's why it's very much a premium if you get 10s on these. Look at the back first. That top right corner, slightly white, but I've seen much worse. Depending on the grader, they might 10 this one. Let's check the front out. Centering looks good. Yeah, you know what? We'll go for it. With these ones, it's kind of a numbers game too, where it's like, if you crunch the numbers, if you submit 10, you gem 3 of them, is that going to be worth it? And I think it is right now, so I'm gonna go for it. Corner there's got a bit of a straggler on it. Other than that, everything looks good. Nice. All right. Again, very much appreciate everyone who's stuck around. Almost done here. Another hoops. Looks great. Back as well, looks great. Loving the hoops right now. I'm gonna be submitting a lot of them. As you guys can see, I already have a bunch that are ready to go. I think I will submit in 2 separate orders. Yeah, this one has that stamp as well. That is so strange to me. I'm gonna look into these a little bit more. It's that indent in the back. There's 3 out of 4 of them now. I'll check that out. See if I can find a PSA 10 with that indent in it. If so, we're all clear. Front looks great. Back looks great. Yeah, and another thing with the hoops base and stuff, like if I get a bunch of 10s, I can probably sell a lot of them in bulk for 80% comps or so. Lots of maybe 5 to 10. And I will take that, turn around, and go move on to the next thing. Donruss, some scratches on the top there. Corners actually look better than I'm used to, but that right edge there is worrying me. Along with some scratching at the top, so I'm gonna pass on this one. Okay, we've got a welcome to San Antonio now. Or greetings from San Antonio, sorry. Yeah, I mean, looks fine to me. Corner's good on the back there. Right, last 2. Hoops and Magicians. Donruss, okay. Last hoops. Front's looking good. Back is looking good as well. So we're all clear. Yeah, pro tip, buy cards with white corners and edges. Makes grading a lot easier. I probably would have passed on a lot of the darker border stuff if it wasn't such a good price in these lots. This one actually looks really good though. So I will take it. So I got the green laser open. We're gonna go ahead and take a look at it now. There's some gunk on the front. Hopefully we can get it taken care of here. Yeah, we will check centering on this. But the corners actually look pretty good for this year's Donruss. Oh, there is minor scratch on the back. I don't think that's going to be enough to deter me from submitting it. Take a look at centering. Top to bottom here. Sorry if this is out of frame. Yeah, we're within 60-40, so we are gonna go ahead and submit it. So that's it. In conclusion, here's everything that's gradable versus what's not. I'll also post the prices that I got these lots at. Hopefully that's helpful information. So here's the first lot. So we had really all the biggest cards were gradable. A bunch of the hoops were, several of the Prism draft picks were. We got both of these green ones that look great. So that's awesome. The blue hoops looks awesome. Very excited about that. And the rest is just, you know, hoops. And then the Revolution Vortex looks great as well. Very thrilled with how that one turned out. It could have been a lot worse. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 out of 39. No, sorry. 8 out of 38, I believe, that were not gradable. And they're all just base cards, so, or simple inserts. So very happy with that one, especially considering the price I got it at. I think I'm gonna do really well. This one here, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 gradable. And we got these 5 that weren't gradable. Now, granted, if I can figure out that this defect on the back of these ones is part of the card's design, then I'll submit these. Because at least 3 of the 4 of them have that defect on the back. So I'll look into that a little bit more. Overall, really happy with this. I'm excited to get these back from PSA and show you guys the results. So make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for that. And we will see you guys next time.